Hey everyone, this is Princess Falling Star. Most of you know me from my work on fanfiction.net, called Child Born of Love. I came here today because I'm doing a Q&A session, as I'm sure all of you know, because why else would you be watching this, really? Anyway, let's get down to business. I did not get as many questions as I thought I would, but hey, let's not be picky. First question. This was from Dino Kid. What inspired you to make this awesome story? Boredom. I'm going to be completely honest. It was born out of sheer boredom. Yeah, it's still school, so I get bored sometimes, and to make up for the fact that I am terribly bored, I make up stories to entertain myself. Not probably how I should be spending that time in class, but hey, to each his own. Originally, I was very into Soul Eater, and I got very interested in the character that is Corona, and then I saw a picture of Kid and Corona together, and, just went downhill from there. And then one day I was in class, and I was thinking, what would a child of theirs look like? So I drew a child. I probably have it in one of my notebooks or a scrap of paper, my first drawing of her. And originally she didn't have a name, she was just there. And I'm sure all of you know that the kid's a girl by now, and what her name is, Azalea, or Azalea. I'm not really sure how that flower name is pronounced. But you get the idea. I didn't really just start at the basic idea, and then it just sort of built and built and built and built, so I'm just like a plot bunny machine. Okay, My Obsidian Soul asks several questions. How do you plan to make this go in accordance to the show anime ending, or is this afterwards? Okay. This is not really meant to be canon with the anime, this is meant to be canon with the manga. Because the anime pulls an FMA stunt and goes off on a tangent, way different than the manga. So I kind of go in accordance with the manga, hence the gender bending chapter. I know some of you were a little weirded out by that, but that actually happened in the manga. Don't believe me? Go to onemanga.com, type in Soul Eater. Trust me, you'll be frightened. Okay. So that kind of answers your first question. Do you plan to make one of the characters Godmother, Godfather, cough, maka, cough? Sorry, I meant to do it the right way. I never actually thought of that, to be completely honest. That never really crossed my mind. I assumed Maka would be like an aunt figure to the kid, because she and Corona are so close. I don't know. And if you choose a name someone gave you in reviews, will you recognize it in the end, or the author's note of that chapter? Well, obviously, like if you read the most recent chapter, or the second most recent chapter, since by the time I post this, the chapter 12 will be up, you know what her name is. Her name is Azalea. I pronounce it Azalea. I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation, but that's just how I say it. I know some people are a little annoyed, probably, that I did not choose a name that I got in reviews. That is because I had the name picked out already. And you're probably going to wonder why I bothered to ask. To give the illusion that I didn't really know what I was doing. On top of that, I needed names for other characters, and it helped me by thinking of names that I would give a Shinigami child or whatever. Which reminds me, in later chapters we will see Shinigami-sama's 6 sisters, and this is what they look like. Natsume the oldest, Naomi the second oldest, Hitomi, Mana, Minako. Yes, I did actually use that name from one of the people in the reviews. Thank you, whoever suggested that. I can't remember off the top of my head. And Chiyoko, same deal. Someone offered it to me. I thought it was a great name for a Shinigami. Personally. Oh. And by popular demand, because I got this question a lot, like people who've probably never seen me draw. Yes, I did draw a kid in the dress. I did. I went there. There he is. I don't know if you can see it, but again, I'm not really sure of the range of this camera because I'm improvising a stage and I don't have a webcam, so I'm improvising right now. So, kid in a dress, Noah Vision, because he's just insane. I don't know where I came up with the idea to make Noah Maria's original Meister. I just came up with it one day and I was bored in class. I think it was history that I came up with that idea. I was just like, hey, wouldn't that be interesting? And then I thought, that might be why he kidnapped him, and then it went up, and plot bunnies, and all over the place. Okay, and my shirt's falling down. Okay, and the last question comes from Heartless. will you do a collaboration with me? Oh yeah. I love doing writing, and I've never done it with another author, and I thought that might be a good experience. Be warned, I'm very naive, all that stuff. And that would be great. I'd love to try it with you. Okay, so anything else am I forgetting? We talked about the sketches, the questions. Oh yeah. Like I said, Shinigami's 6 sisters will show up later. We're going to have a little more backstory on Stein. Like, not why he's the way he is. He was like that anyway, but something that causes a couple of screws to come loose in his head. And what else? Maka and the gang will be coming back. And a new character will be introduced, the Stalker Girl from chapter 10? 11? I can't remember which chapter I introduced her in. Silver eyes, blue hair, dark skin. Okay. As you can see, yeah, I think that covers it. Alright, I'll see you next chapter. And I will be doing another Q&A session towards the end of the story, so have your questions ready for me. Love ya. Poles and blah blah blah. Sorry. No, blue eyes, silver hair. Silver hair. No, darn it. Second time I messed up. What? Crud, did I not record any of that? Crud. Dude, what did I not record? I didn't record all. Okay, so this is a better view of the drawings. This is the oldest of them all, Zetsume. She's been probably mentioned once or twice, maybe. She is constantly challenging her brother for his position. You know, very bitter that even though she's the oldest, he got the position of the king. A little bitter, kind of annoyed. As you can see, she sports 3 stripes, and which are red, and her eyes are red too. All of them have red eyes and red stripes and black hair. This is Naomi. She is the wise maternal one, even though she's technically stronger than her sisters. More than Zetsume, she doesn't really feel a need to utilize her abilities too much. But she basically was Kid's mother figure for the first 1.5 years of his life. Hitomi. Hitomi is the 3rd oldest. I don't think you can tell, but she's wearing like a beaded camisole and a black diamond choker. Yeah, she's a little on the street smart side. She takes on a very modern view. You probably can't see the piercings I drew on her ears, but, you know, oh well. Yeah, you can't see, it's too blurry. That's all I really have to say about her. And pretty modern and pretty cool. Mana. Mana is kind of the plain one of her sisters, because all she really seems to care about is her job and nothing else, like even her kids, and like she has 1 kid, actually, now that I think of it, but I actually just made that up on the spot, or whatever. Yeah, so she just concentrates on her job, dresses sensibly, wears her hair in a braid, probably would chop it off if she felt that it was necessary, but... Okay, Minako has hair that would give Kid nightmares for months. She has that braid thing only on one side of her head, which would drive her dear nephew crazy. She's pretty lighthearted and happy all the time, like, not really violent, and although they all secretly hate him for, like, marrying a human woman of all things, they kind of have to admit they kind of liked her. Chiyoko is the youngest, and out of all of the sisters, she is the closest to Shinigami-sama because she was the only one still living at home by the time he was born. Like I was mentioned before, 50 years between each birth, roughly, give or take. Probably was a greater age gap from most of the other sisters. Not really sure how old they are, never really gave it much thought, but hey, Chiyoko, youngest, woo, got little bun pigtail things going on there. Okay, now for a better view of the drawing of Kid. Where is it? Yeah, you're probably very creeped out by that little sing-songy thing I did. Okay, here we go. Okay, there's Corona. Woo! There she is hiding behind. Female Kid wearing a wig and a bow. Yes, and there's his dress, his beautiful dress. And there is Noah Vision, like what he sees. Like, Maria, yay, Maria! Woo! Just Maria. That's kind of what she looks like. She kind of slightly curly white hair, like, I don't know, it makes me think of Soul. Well, that's all I have to really say about that. I just wanted to give you guys